Good morning, everybody. So today we're going to go over how to create an account in MyFitnessPal. And this is a really great tool, and it's a free tool to do calorie counting and tracking, macro counting and tracking. And a lot of times you can very easily search things in a toolbar to search for the food item that you want, and or there's a feature on your phone where you can scan the barcode of a large majority of items that you can find in a grocery store. So first things first, I just went to the desktop so I can record things, but I believe creating an account on your phone is just as simple, probably even easier. So first things first, this is the MyFitnessPal homepage. So we are going to act as if we don't have an account. So we're going to start for free. And we are going to go ahead and create an account here. So I'm going to use just my old college one that I believe doesn't already have an account associated with it. I'm going to, just use this generic password generator because I'm never going to log back into this one because I already have my own separate account. So, make sure you use a password that you'll remember, but something that is well defined by security practices, so no one hacks into your account and, gets any personal information. I think you can put in, your date of birth, your height, your weight, things like that. So we're going to use Apple's strong password and continue. Let's see, find all the images here with a bridge on it. I always seem to mess these up somehow, but I think this one's easy enough. All right. Okay, so that email's already logged in with somebody, so let me try. I'll just continue on as if I'm using my Facebook profile. So we'll continue as Alec, the one and only. Oh man, that one is affiliated with somebody too. Okay, so I will now try it with the Fitberhood email that I use. Okay, so now find all the fire hydrants, yellow, red. All right, cool. Hey, all right, now we're in the money. So the next page, and this is going to be the same on your mobile phone as well. So tell us a bit about yourself, right? So for anybody who prefers to use kilograms in the United States, or our European friends and friends in other countries, you can switch to kilograms if you want. I, here, born and raised in America, will just use pounds because I cannot do that math in my head. So right now I'm like roughly 155 pounds. I am a lovely 5'10". And goal weight is interesting. So they allow you to put in a setting for maintaining weight, gaining weight, losing weight. So let's say I want to lose 5 pounds. Choose your gender. So pick whichever one you align with best. And only you know that answer more than I do. I'm not going to put down my real date of birth, so we're just going to run with, July 28th, 1985. Sounds like a good year. Postal code most likely is optional, so I'm going to leave that blank. And then whatever you want your username to be, your name, gamer tag from Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, that's your choice. And then how would you describe your normal daily activities? So this, I have always found this to be a very tricky and confusing option to choose between. I think MyFitnessPal does a great job of having these examples. And so what this sedentary, lightly active, and very active options means is it does not refer to your workouts. So if you do, 1-a-day workouts of walking on the treadmill, 2-day workouts for a football team, training to be on a football team, just pretend like those don't even matter. And what they want you to ask yourself is, how do you spend the majority of your day when you're not working out? So me, for example, I'm a desk jockey, by profession. So I spend my 8-hour workday at a desk. When I come home and I'm not working out, I'm sitting working on a blog, watching TV, playing Xbox, eating out with friends, something like that. Um, so their good examples are a bank teller, desk job. That's pretty obvious. The lightly active, if you spend a good part of the day on your feet, a teacher or salesperson, and I'd say, on your feet, but not doing strenuous labor. So, like they said, a teacher or a salesperson, when I worked in the Secret Service, I was on my feet the majority of the day, but I wasn't, running around hauling gear and stuff. I was just standing there walking around. For the active, you spend a good part of the day doing physical activity, food server, postal carrier. So when I was in high school, I used to work for Outback, and Outback as a busboy. So obviously, I initially fall under lightly active, always being on my feet, but I was constantly moving around, constantly hauling dishes and cups and plates and everything else around, working up a sweat. So that's back then in high school, I would have chosen active. Very active, I always like to think of my brother-in-law who used to work in the heating and air business, and I would consider him at that time to select the very active because he's spending the majority of the day doing heavy physical activity. He was hauling HVAC units most of the time by himself because the dude's just, just a strong man. Climbing in and out of crawl spaces under houses and attics and all this other stuff. Construction. They say bike messenger, carpenter. If you're in a lawn service profession, something of that nature where you're not only are you on your feet, but you are working up a sweat essentially the whole day, 8 hour a day, period. So I'm going to choose sedentary. Like I said, I have a desk job. And then how many times a week do you plan on exercising? This can vary, and I think this is more for goal setting. It doesn't impact any of the numbers. And now that I say that out loud, this section up here where you're just picking between your normal daily activities, each tab will impact how many calories they allot you to eat in a day. So let's say if I just want to, if I want to lose 5 more pounds, my calorie expenditure that I burn every day, let's say that's 2,000 calories. And sedentary, I think, will just leave that at around 2,000 calories. If I were to say, well, I want to lose 5 pounds, and I'm also a teacher, I'm also on my feet every day, maybe that, and there are approximate estimates you can get. I just don't have the equations in front of me, but lightly active might say, okay, Alec, for you to burn 150, for you to burn enough calories to lose 5 pounds in a teaching profession, you might need to consume 2,100 calories. Like, I can consume a little bit more because I'm burning more throughout the day. If I were working in heating and air or a construction job, I could probably eat, closer to, let's say, 2,500 calories. So that's why it's important to choose this as accurately as possible. And sometimes if you want to lose weight, undersell that. So if you are kind of verging between sedentary and lightly active and you want to lose weight, sedentary might be a better option because they're going to allot you fewer calories rather than accidentally thinking that you're lightly active and eating more calories than what they would have originally assigned to you, which would then mess up your goal of losing weight in a timely manner. So we're going to go with sedentary. And I'm going to say, 4 days a week, 4 workouts a week. And I'd like to do 45-minute workouts each time. How do you want to track expended energy? I'm going to go with calories. It's just what I know best. And so here's where you can pick your goal, and depending on what you pick will also determine how many calories they allot to you. So because above we said I want to lose 5 pounds, I'm going to choose at least one of these 4 options. And the American Council on Exercise, which is where I have my certified personal training certification through, they say that to lose weight in a healthy manner, 0.5 pound to 2 pounds per week does track with what MyFitnessPal says and is a healthy amount to try and lose, in a safe manner without putting your body into starvation mode or something. Now, some people, when they undergo a weight loss regimen, they can lose weight faster or slower. So a lot of times people that have more weight to lose, their bodies will just burn more calories doing the same exercise that a person with less weight to lose will burn. And also, just because they have more to lose, me losing 5 pounds is going to be a little bit trickier. It's just going to, in a weird way, take potentially longer because it's been there, and that 5 pounds that I want to lose has been there for probably a few years, versus saying I want to lose 50 pounds. Pounds 1 through 40 of that 50 might come off relatively quicker than 2 pounds per week. So I'm going to say 1 pound per week. I like to eat food, and I don't want to be, miserable or anything. Trying to lose 2 pounds a week, and that's about, a calorie deficit of about 500 calories per day. And, if you're already not allotted a lot of calories due to weight, current height, gender, things like that, your date of birth, going into a 500 calorie deficit is going to seem very, very miserable. So I'm going to click sign up. Maybe, there we go. And then it's just going to ask you more contact information. And this is for friends. So basically they want to do 2 things. So Under Armour wants you to invite other people. One reason for that is the obvious. They want you to get other people to use the product, and that's just what they call the network effect, where their product is going to be more successful the more people that use it, the more people that talk about it. So that's just pure business. But the second aspect, and I do agree with this, is that accountability and having an accountability buddy is great and does help you stay on track. So a lot of times, sometimes when my fiance and I are talking about, let's try to eat better, let's try to eat less, we will normally try to sync that up at the same time. So if she's like, I wouldn't mind to try to eat less rice, less pasta, fewer calories, etc. Okay, and I'll kind of hop on that bandwagon with her. And it's great because in moments of weakness where I'm like, oh man, I really want to eat that Rice Krispie treat, I'm going to eat that whole box of pizza, my fiance is there to kind of slap me on the hand and say, you can, right? It's your choice, but you were just talking about how you wanted to lose weight, gain weight, maintain weight, whatever your goal is. So having a friend kind of go through that with you is a really awesome tool to have that's free. So this is why this screen's popping up, to encourage you to get a friend in with you. And I do encourage you to do that if you find that you kind of have a struggle keeping that motivation up on your own, because it can really be a struggle. So now we're going to continue. Here we go. All right, so your suggested fitness and nutrition goals. So I want to lose 5 pounds. So they're going to say roughly, 1,540 calories a day. Congrats, based on your answers, here you're suggested. Now, if I follow this plan, so here they're saying I said I wanted to work 4 workouts per week of roughly 45 minutes. So what they did was, and I don't exactly know how they did this, but they decided that, 4 workouts a week at 45 minutes per workout will lead me to burning about 1,000 calories a week. So if I follow this plan at 1 pound of weight loss per week, I should lose my 5 pounds by September 1st, which is just, a meager 5 weeks away. It always sounds that easy. So we're going to go click to get started now. And ta-da! If my internet holds out on me here. So another thing we're going to get into once this loads is I'm going to kind of show you how to tinker with some of the settings for macro counting. And I can't really show you how to do the barcode thing, but it's very, very simple to do on the phone. And man, MyFitnessPal is really running slow right now. There we go. But I do find this to be really a very expansive tool to use, and it is free. Their premium option, to be honest, I've never used, and I think they might have a couple ads that run periodically while you're trying to access their website or their app. And I think premium it allows you to narrow down your macro settings to individual percentages. And what they do on the free version is they allow you to run the macro settings by every 5% points. Man, I don't know there we go. I'm sorry about that. That was taking a really long time. Yeah, so no, we're not going to start a free trial. Yeah, ad free. They'll provide you some diet plans, but I personally don't find that to be necessary. So your first stop, we're going to go to, it should be goals. Here we go. So daily nutrition goals. Now the beauty of this is, let's say you chose, if you follow the steps that I did, and 1,540 calories is leading to you gaining weight, maintaining weight, not losing weight. So you can go and you can edit, and you can alter this number to anything you want. And whether or not you should do that should be left up to you or a medical doctor or a registered dietitian. I'm not going to tell you what that number should be, because as a certified personal trainer, I am not a dietitian. So I can help you choose healthier food alternatives and substitutes, but I can't tell you exactly what to make these numbers or that number. So as I was saying, you can change these by 5%. And that's another goal thing. 50% carbs, 30% fat, and 20% protein is a very popular split to do. I find that eating so many carbs makes me feel lethargic, and I like eating peanuts, avocados, and healthy fats like that, fish, salmon, things of that nature. So I'll kind of alter these a little bit, and save your changes or get back to goals. And on the micronutrient breakdown, this is guidelines. Try to eat less than 17 grams of saturated fat in your diet in a day. Try to consume less than 2,300 milligrams of sodium in a day. Those are really important to try and follow. So now we're going to go to, it should be food, I believe. I never really use the desktop option. I always use the app, so it's a little confusing. So I had breakfast today. On your mobile phone, you'll have a search function like this, and then a barcode that pops up here. If you click that barcode, it'll access your camera and allow you to scan the barcode of the yogurt I ate. So I'm just going to type in, what's the brand name we all know, Yoplait. So I'm going to Google it. These checks imply that they've been verified. So you can actually go in here and create on My Foods your own food meal, and you can input, so I made like a soup or something like that, or maybe you have a peanut butter jelly sandwich every day. I used to do that. If you just say, 2 pieces of bread is 100 grams of carbs, 150 calories, whatever, and you do the same thing for peanut butter, jelly, and bread, you can just add those carbs, protein, fat, calorie numbers, and you can just create peanut butter and jelly. And that way, you don't have to input 3 different items every day. You can just input that one. But these green checks imply that MyFitnessPal has verified that this is accurate, versus Yoplait Pina Colada, somebody might have created that. So, 1 container probably means one of those small ones. So if you get a tub of yogurt, instead of 1 container, it might say 1 serving of 3/4 a cup or something like that. So we're going to add that food to our diary. And it's important, if you scan a barcode or search a food for coffee creamer, take a second to make sure that the calories they give you syncs up with the calories on the nutrition label for the item you're looking at, because it's not perfect. Sometimes it does show you something different, show you something a little off, or a random product that, isn't even relevant to coffee creamer. And if you're not paying attention, you might go down to your goals and you might be like, oh my God, I just had breakfast, but I'm already 400 calories over budget or something like that, something crazy. And this cool function, and the mobile phone has a similar one as well, provides you a breakdown of so far, and at the end of the day, how you've met your goals. So, I wanted to try to eat 193 grams of carbs. So after having that yogurt, I need to eat 177 more grams, 51 more grams of fat, 72 more grams of protein, etc., etc. And that's really the nitty-gritty basics of MyFitnessPal for the extent that I would want my clients to use it. There are a lot more functions and features. You can track how much water you're drinking if you have a struggle trying to drink enough in a day. You can add exercise. So I will say strength training, I believe as of right now, if you say I did, bench press and chest flies and push-ups, they can't give you a breakdown of how many calories you burn. Cardiovascular, I believe they do. So let's say we went on a walk. So we're going to search. If you were on a treadmill, this is perfect. They do kind of give you some guidance. So normally when my fiance and I go walking, we're kind of at a moderate pace. We'll go for 45 minutes. And so 174 calories burned. And this isn't going to be perfect. But for the sake of this example, we'll say we burned 174 calories. So now when we go back to food, you'll notice that all of a sudden we can eat more calories. And that's because MyFitnessPal is designed to say, okay, Alec, if you don't exercise today, if you consume 1,540 calories, you will lose, every day you will lose 1 pound a week. By us working out, you can either A, still eat 1,540 calories plus burn 170 calories walking, and that'll technically get you to your goal quicker, or you can burn that 170 calories walking, and now you can eat 170 calories over the 1,540 that they quoted us, because your body burned extra. Your body burned more than what MyFitnessPal has calculated. So you can technically eat that same amount and still lose, or still be on track to lose you'll still be on track to lose 1 pound a week. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean, okay, I ate, I burned 174 calories, let me eat a Rice Krispie treat. Technically, sure, technically if you log that Rice Krispie treat plus your other food and you still fall below 1714 plus the cardio, you're still gonna set yourself up to lose that 1 pound a week. But why you should steer away from the Rice Krispie treat is more of an internal issue at that point, where it's full of sugar, it's full of carbs, and simple carbs. So should you? Maybe not. But it's a good feature if you say, sometimes if I'm like, I'm going to go to Taco Bell, and for some sadistic reason, I am also going to, I'm also going to track what I ate at Taco Bell, which is just, I honestly, if you're going to go to Taco Bell or Five Guys or something like that, maybe just take the day off from calorie counting, because it gets stressful. And if you're going there to like eat a fun meal as your splurge for the week or something, okay, great, I can have, 3 French fries and I can smell the burger and I'm over calories. So it's just sort of like, well, what's the point of treating yourself at that rate? Anyway, so the one thing you can say is, let's say 1540 is my calories, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to eat light, and then I'm going to have Taco Bell, and I track all the things, and they're like, well, you're 400 calories over budget. Well, I could go on a jog, run, a walk, or something like that, and say, well, okay, maybe I managed to burn the 400 calories that MyFitnessPal has estimated I'm over, and that's great. Maybe also you come up short, but you can also be like, I'm going to feel a little less guilty, because instead of just eating 500 calories over my budget, well, I burned half of that. So it's just less damaging. And if it helps you, it always helps me for some dumb reason. But if you don't have that issue, then, knock yourself out and do your thing. But that's going to be the highlight. And it's a pretty long video, so do definitely skip around. There was some loading time or me rambling, but the important thing is just getting that account set up in the beginning. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to post other videos on how to use other catchy free fitness tools as well. All right, thank you all, and have a great day.